Hip Movement family, how you doing? It's Maple here. I was thinking about one of my favorite poses, Tittibhasana or Firefly Pose. I think we need a little tutorial for that out there on YouTube. I know there's many, but here's another one coming at you. So just a few things to note. We're going to do a couple warm-ups because for this shape we want to open up our hips. We want to strengthen our arms and our core and our shoulders. And we also want to give some wrist love to ourselves too, before and after the shape. So to start, let's find tabletop pose, all fours. Just going to do some brief ones, and note, doing this at home, you can take a lot longer in these shapes if you'd like. So from all fours tabletop pose, go ahead and point your fingertips to the outer edges of your mat, palms under your shoulders. Tuck or untuck your toes, either way, whatever feels best. Make some small, slow circles going in one direction 3 times. Really start to give your outer hips a little bit of love here too, but it's important to keep pressing your palms down into the mat so you get some juicy rotation on the wrists. And after you've done about 3, you can pause through center and then repeat on the other side, so going in the opposite direction. A little juicy loving. Maybe you roll your shoulders out a little bit, roll the neck out a little bit. Go about 1 more time. Then we'll meet back in that tabletop pose. This time, take both of your fingertips, point them forward, back to your tabletop. Taking your right hand, flip so your fingertips face back towards your knees. Press your palm into the ground. I'll show you on this side. And go ahead and start to gently peel your palm up, keeping your fingertips spread wide. Bend your elbow back towards yourself and just apply gentle pressure going forward. Maybe you'll feel this starting to warm up your forearm, maybe your hand. Breaths. Gentle pressure pushing forward. And then to kind of round out this arm, you're going to take your fingertips, same direction, but flip your palm upside down. And then gentle pressure here. Just pressing the back of the palm down into the ground. I think it's really important to emphasize the breath when you're doing these tender movements right here. Nice. And go ahead and just make a fist now and roll the wrist a couple of times in both directions. Then we're going to do the same thing now on our left palm. So bring your right palm back so the fingertips are facing forward again. This time, taking the left palm, point the fingertips back towards your knee, spread the fingers wide, and gently start to hug your elbow back so you can peel the heel part of your palm up. Keep pressing the fingers down all the way from the little finger to the thumb. Just feel that gentle pressure being applied. Hug your elbow back. Breathe deeply into this. Notice if you're feeling heat or stretch or strength in any areas. Nice, friends, go ahead and flip that palm upside down. Gentle, gentle love, TLC for the wrist. A little light pressure here. After a moment or so, go ahead and lift your palm, make a fist, roll the wrist in a couple directions, a couple times, and repeat in the other side. We're going to come up to a little seat right here. You can tuck or untuck your toes either way, whatever feels good. I like to tuck them because then I'm stretching the soles of my feet. It's really good for my day. Make a fist and just roll your wrists. Roll your wrists. I think wrists are so important. They can easily be overlooked and they are easily injured. Okay, go ahead and then take your non-dominant thumb on top and roll in the opposite direction. Last, a little bit for our sweet, sweet wrists. Go ahead and make flashing lights, open and close the hands, squeezing in the little fist, open all the way. Go a little bit faster, maybe reach up overhead, take it down to the side, reach it back up, then jazz hands it out. Ooh, shake it out, shake it out. Awesome. All right, we're almost there. Let's get a little bit into the hips. Let's go ahead and find tabletop pose once more. Take your right foot to the outer edge of your mat, so off to the side, and then go ahead and walk your back leg back so you can stretch out your leg a little bit here, and melt your hips, keep them together, but melt them forward and down. Make sure either your knee and heel are stacked or that your heel's a bit more forward of your knee. And then from here you can stay, or maybe you lift the sole of foot, gently melt that right knee off to the side. Getting into the hips, the left hip flexor and groin. back into the breath. Slowly plant the sole of your foot. If it was not already, take it back to your tabletop pose, adjust. Bring the left foot forward to the outer edge of your mat. Make sure your heel's a little bit more forward of the knee, if not directly under it. Walk your right leg back so you can melt the hips forward and down in equal measure together. And maybe you let the left knee open up to open up that hip. Finding some breath. For those of you with tender wrists, you might be feeling your wrists already right here. I totally get it. I'm gonna do a little bit more wrist circles if you need them at any time. You're at home, you can pause the video. Take care of your wrists. My friends, when you're ready, gently bring the back knee up, walk the left leg back, find a high plank. Palms are under your shoulders, heels are high over the toes. Just think of that long line of energy. Draw your belly up towards your spine and reach long through the crown of your head. Hold here, draw your shoulders together and down your back. Press the earth away so your torso and your ribs aren't sinking into the armpits. And just hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees down. Nice. We're gonna gently step it up and find some wide legs. It's a Prasarita wide leg forward fold. Stand nice and tall, hands can be on your hips, whatever feels good, loosey-goosey. Maybe you stir the peanut butter. Let's stir the peanut butter, friends. Yes, a little bit more juicy into the hips. 3 times in one direction, and then stop and repeat in the other side. Go. So do you like chunky peanut butter? Or do you like the smooth peanut butter? I think it depends. All right, pause. Go ahead and take your palms down, heels in, toes out. Malasana, this is our last shape, and then we're going right into Firefly. You can press the elbows wide into the inner thighs. Squeeze the inner thighs back into the knee for a moment. Just feel that light up. Let it breathe. Feels so good. So here we are, ready for Tittibhasana, Firefly Pose. It is an arm balance that requires all the juicy good things we just did. The wrist strength, the inner thighs, a little core. So I call them oven mitt hands. We're gonna take this shape, the webbing part in between the thumb and fingers, lift the booty, slide that webbing right onto the back of your heels. Now you might need to step it out wide if you think you're not gonna feel comfortable here balancing yourself on your arms in that distance. So if you're in too far, you might take it out a little bit wider. Nice. So lift the booty high, hug the elbows back, so you're folding a little bit, and hug the elbows out. So you wanna make a shelf so you can sit the thighs right on top of the upper arms, so in between the elbows and the shoulders. From here, resting on those spread fingers, gently walk the toes forward. Your booty is gonna wanna lift, so keep the heart forward, otherwise you might just topple back. When you get to a point where you can extend your legs out, maybe you just shift the weight from one foot to the other, or eventually lift both feet. Bring your heart forward as your hips go back as you extend your legs, and then start to flare those toes. Think shooting light beams out. Give a little smile for the camera. And then when you're ready, you're gonna gently bring the feet down, but maybe you plop down to your booty too, and that's okay. It's all the fun of it. All right, when you're done, I highly, highly recommend doing a little bit more wrist loving. Maybe you have something else in your bag of tricks for your wrists. Maybe you just repeat something or the whole thing we just did to warm up. Let it be a cool down for the wrists. Nice. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a great day. Let me know how your Tittibhasanas are going, and see you next time. Bye, family. Mwah.